I picked up an injured fox spirit in a trash heap. In my free time, my favorite thing was to nap with my face buried in his soft fur. Then one day, when his injuries finally healed, he suddenly turned into a pervy fox in human form. "You damn furry freak," he snapped at me. "Foxes only ever have one mate in their whole life. I, I already have a fox I like, so just give up. I will never accept you." With that, he jumped out the window and ran. I stared at his back, totally confused. I had no idea what he was talking about. I'd always raised him like a dog. What's that got to do with mates? Later, I bought a chubby Samoyed. The moment I brought the dog home, I saw that poor fox squatting at my door. "You humans are also two-timing. Dump that thing and keep me instead, okay? My fur's thicker and softer than his. I eat less and I can make money. All the money I make is yours. If you say no, I'll eat that dumb dog you're holding." Finding the white fox was pure accident. At first I thought he was just a Samoyed. On the third day at home, I found out he could turn human. He was stretched out on my couch, eating chips and watching TV. Whenever something fun happened on screen, his big fluffy tail would sway back and forth. In that moment, I spammed the 24 core socialist values in my head. Don't look at me like I'm a monster. I'm a perfectly normal intelligent species evolved from foxes, okay? Uh-huh. So, can you eat dog food? Quit pinching me. I eat meat, not dog kibble. I'm not some lower species like dogs that wag their tails and beg humans. I was speechless. This guy was actually hard to keep. By the third month with the white fox, he picked a dark, windy night to run off. Before he left, he glared at me and warned me, "Foxes only ever have one mate. I already have a fox I like. I will never accept you. Back up those dirty thoughts of yours. I'm not going to like you." Then he took off running, leaving me frozen in place. I still had no clue what he meant. I'd always treated him like a dog. What did that have to do with mates? The way he ran off was so random. I thought about it forever and still couldn't figure him out, so I just gave up. Life was pretty calm after that, until 2 weeks later, when a client asked to meet at a cafe to discuss a project. I brought my laptop over, and just by chance, I saw Xiaonian's back at a glance. Tall, skinny, with pale skin, leaning on the railing, impatiently looking down at everyone. "Mr. Zheng, you know Miss Xia? Miss Xia is a major shareholder of Rong'an. I booked this place today exactly because she likes to come here. Why don't you introduce us?" I froze, then realized who he meant. I shook my head and said I didn't know her, only thought she looked nice. The client sighed, clearly disappointed. He was a bit colder with me after that. I didn't care. I finished explaining the project, stood up to pay, and saw the fox leaning his head, talking to some polished, successful-looking guy. They were standing so close their bodies overlapped, like the man was holding him, almost like they were kissing. I looked away without thinking much. On the way home, I passed a pet hospital. In the window, there was a big dog on display. I pressed my hand to the glass. It lifted its paw and put it right where my hand was, through the glass. Right then and there, I decided to buy it. Raising a dog is way easier than raising a fox. Dogs can't talk, love their kibble, and are super obedient. When I'm out, he just sprawls on the carpet, waiting for me to come home and take him out. I take him everywhere. The beach, the aquarium, the seal exhibit. One day at a cafe, the staff wouldn't let the dog inside. So I tied him at the door, told him to behave. Just then, 2 people showed up beside me. The fox and that same guy who'd been all over her that day. The man stared at my Samoyed's wagging tail and snorted. "Dogs that wag for humans like that are a disgrace to canines." The fox's eyes were dark and gloomy as he glared at me. I ignored them, rubbed the Samoyed's head, and said softly, "Be good, baby. Daddy's making you beef meatballs tonight." Then I walked past the two of them, not sparing them a glance. When I came out again, my dog was gone. The leash I'd tied him with was loose. "See, he doesn't want you. A brainless creature like that couldn't possibly be loyal to its owner." The fox actually drinks milk tea. "Xiaobai, have you seen a white Samoyed?" I searched for ages. I started to panic and was just about to call animal rescue when that annoying voice piped up again beside me. "If it's gone, it's gone. What's there to look for in that dumb mutt? If it can't even sniff its way home, it's a disgrace to its species. Are you sick or something? You've only had it 2 weeks. Just because it growled at me. Were you going to sick it on me next? You can't treat me like that." Her eyes welled up like she was about to cry. I was speechless. I had no idea what her deal was. "He's my dog. Of course I'm going to protect him. And you're the one who said we're done. Looks like you're doing great in human society. Pay me back the meat money I spent on you. I want to buy toys for my dog. A dumb dog doesn't need toys." "President Xia, Mr. Zheng, hey, you're both here. Mr. Zheng, you know President Xia? Why didn't you say so? We'll sign that project right away." Lose my dog and still get forced into overtime. Damn fox. I turned and shot the fox a vicious glare. She just looked even more pitiful. Her big eyes filled with tears, ready to fall. After signing the contract, I trudged out of the office. At the entrance, a fox and a dog were facing off. My white Samoyed was tense, paws scraping the ground, growling, warning the bad guy across from him who reeked of fox. The fox just stood there with arms crossed, talking in this smug tone I didn't understand. He was literally talking to my dog. Could dogs understand fox language? I watched in disbelief for a bit, then walked over to rub my dog's head. "Don't be mad." The fox was quiet for a moment, then came over too, head lowered, squatting beside me. "You raised me too. You can't pet him and not pet me." From the client earlier. I'd already found out who he really was. Xia Xiaonian, youngest daughter of the Xia family in the capital, a shareholder of Rong'an, the country's biggest semiconductor manufacturer, top of the food chain financially. How could she be some shameless fox? "Xia Xiaonian, did you steal my dog?" "I didn't steal him. The leash was too loose." I tugged and it came off. He followed the sausage, not me. Nothing I could do. I just stared at him. He bit his lip. "Fine. I was wrong. But you treat him too well. You pet his head, buy him toys, even kiss him. I was insanely jealous. You only had one fox before me. That's on you. You said you already liked another fox, so we were done. And I shouldn't covet you. Was that assistant guy the fox you like? That fox is my real brother. Same mom and everything. You're the one hugging other women. I got mad and said those hurtful things. A fox only ever has one mate for life. We're not like you dumb humans who can't stay loyal. You saved me, saw my embarrassing side, and cuddled me so many times. That's when I decided you were my mate. You can't. I don't like you. I only pet you because I thought you were a cat, not a dog. I don't know how you foxes define mate, but in the human world, hugs and pats don't make a relationship official. I told him bluntly. I get a commission from that project. That covers your food bill at my place. Where even now, I don't like you and don't want to be your mate. Please stop doing weird stuff. Goodbye, for real this time. I grabbed the samoyed and left. I walked fast, wanting to get away from this weirdo fox. He didn't follow. I relaxed a little. At home, I made beef, tofu, and cabbage soup for the dog, and a bowl of kibble. Watching him lick the plate clean, I patted his head. Bet you were starving. That fox is awful. Next time we see him, bite him, okay? The dog grinned, lifted his paw, and high-fived me. That night, half asleep, I felt something furry rubbing under my chin. I thought it was the dog and pushed him away. Baby, quit messing around. The thing froze, then rubbed even harder and started licking my neck, wet and hot, over and over. The sticky heat made my skin tingle. I opened my eyes and ran right into a pair of narrow, pitch-black ones. He was staring straight at me. I tried to push him off. Sparks flickered in his eyes as he held my hands down. His huge body caged me in, blocking out everything. He groaned, shivered once, and pressed down even harder. What are you doing? Get off me! Hear me? I feel awful. Let me hold you for a bit, okay? Are you in heat or on something? He didn't answer. He was twice my size and heavy as hell. After a moment, I patted his paw. Can we switch positions so I'm on top? As soon as we switched, I yanked my hands free, jumped off the bed, grabbed the knife from my nightstand, and pointed it at him. You lied to me. Don't shout, okay? He finally shut up, then jumped down and lay on the floor, looking up at me with wet eyes. Ears drooping, obviously miserable. I poked his forehead. What is wrong with you? My heat's here. I miss your scent so bad. I lost control. I like you and see you as my mate, so only your smell can calm my heat. So you and your mates are physically linked? It's not just about choosing someone. You need scent compatibility too? Something like that. I stared at this big, overheated fox, sprawled on the floor begging me compared our size, and sighed. I couldn't beat him or throw him out. I grabbed yesterday's clothes from the balcony and tossed them in front of him. Use this. They're huge. He buried his face in the jacket, and I took 2 steps back and ran. I locked myself in the spare room and sat on the cold floor until I calmed down. I yawned. I was exhausted. I'll deal with that horny fox tomorrow. The next morning, the fox had breakfast ready. Plain noodle soup with a poached egg. Looking pretty good. He watched me carefully, wiping his hands on his apron, plastering on a fawning smile. I snorted, face cold, leaning on the doorframe. What was that last night? My heat started. I missed your scent too much. I couldn't help it. Uh-huh. And why does your heat need my scent? Because I like you and see you as my mate. Only your smell calms it down. So you just decided this for yourself. What if I don't go along with it? What do you do next time? Then you can watch me crash headfirst into a wall. Once I've chosen you, only you can calm me. No other human or fox can. Do fox folk all strong-arm people like this? I'm not forcing you, I'm just saying no human can say no to us in that department. Even married humans. Once they sleep with me, they'll definitely want to keep sleeping with me. How about it? Don't you want to try? Shut up. Where's the dog's food? You're making me cook for that low species? Seriously? Even if I cook, you dare let him eat it? Dump him and just keep me, yeah? Look, my fur's thicker than his. Softer, I'm more obedient, and I make money. All for you. Just keep me. Only me, okay? His hand rested on my knee. For a second, I remembered what I'd looked up about Miss Sia last night. Pretty rich, a perfect socialite, nothing like the whiny fox pouting in front of me. I hesitated, about to speak, when the doorbell rang. You home, babe? I'll help you chase that bad guy off, okay? He's not a bad guy. Go hide in the bedroom. No, you're going to do things I can't watch. You can't cheat on me like this. Xia Xiaonian doesn't listen to reason. If you don't hide, I'm never talking to you again. You're yelling at me over some ugly woman. Fine, I'll be good. Don't ignore me. I was so done, I'd never understand fox logic. I shook my head, got up, and opened the door for my coworker. Oh, you made noodles. I thought you hadn't eaten. So I brought you fried dough sticks. It's fine. The noodles can go to the dog. I was craving youtiao anyway. It was late by the time I got back from walking the dog. I kicked off my shoes and saw the dark living room. I figured the fox had left and let out a breath. Then I turned around and saw a pair of resentful fox eyes. I stumbled back in shock and tripped over the dog eating canned food. My back slammed into the table corner, and tears sprang to my eyes. You deserved it. 2-timing humans should suffer. If it still hurts, you can grab my tail fur. My heat isn't over yet. Don't squeeze so hard. I pinched again with a straight face. She yelped, shivering and covering her eyes. When she looked up again, her eyes were shiny with tears. I let go, and she immediately shoved her tail tip into my hand. You can squeeze a little harder. It feels great when you do it, baby. Listening to this filthy talk, I couldn't help snapping. You pervy fox, he muttered back. How is such a gorgeous fox pervy? Don't you like me? I didn't want to keep arguing. I sniffed and asked, so when are you leaving my house? I don't want to leave. At least wait till my heat is over. Fox or human, I'm good looking either way, and I've got enough money to raise a bunch of kids. Why do you hate me so much? Who marries a fox? What if you eat me? And with a heat like yours, you'd drain me dry, I'd die. You really don't want a fox mate? I can stay in human form forever. I won't even show my ears or tail. Would that work? No way. Pick someone else. With your looks and money, you could find someone 100 times better than me. Not changing. I'm a loyal fox. I'll only ever like one person. Never switching. If you don't like me, then I'll just work on making you like me. Here's a no-limit card. Go wild. Once I give you money, you can't kick me out. After that, the shameless fox moved in for good. Whoever taught him these tricks, he started dropping the pride, sucking up to the Samoyed with toys, kibble, treats, even ordering milk tea and getting the dog a cup of warm goat milk. They even talked the same way. When I came home one day, there they were. Fox and dog cuddled on the couch, watching TV and sharing chips. The whole scene felt surreal. I frowned. Dogs can't eat chips. He shifted back to fox form and showed me the bag. 4 big characters on it. Dog chips, baby. Humans can eat a little too. Want to try? I shook my head and asked seriously, Xiaoning, don't you need to work? Rongon is huge. You sure it's okay to just laze around here every day? A fox in heat doesn't work. My brother's handling my workload these days. My job is to get through heat and bring my mate home. So your whole Jia family are foxes? Just me, my brother, and my sister. Our mom's a fox. So the 3 of us are 2. The genes are strong. If we had kids, they'd be fox folk as well. He pressed his lips together, then came back from the kitchen with a strawberry cake, watching me hopefully. Baba, I made you cake. I told them to add tons of strawberries. Freshly flown in. He looked so eager. I hesitated, then picked up the fork. My phone rang. It was my direct boss. He said there was a project to discuss, and I had to come back to the office right away, over time, of course. I agreed, hung up, and saw the fox's disappointed face. I made a whole table of dishes. All your favorites. It's okay if you don't have time. Work's important, baby. Go. I support you. I'll always have your back. Whenever you turn around, I'll be there. I swallowed, not sure what to say. Somehow he'd gone from arrogant punk to full-on clingy green tea fox. You don't have to do all this. I sighed. It's just a meeting. I'll be back soon. Save the food and I'll eat it later. I plucked a strawberry off the cake and popped it in my mouth. The strawberry's actually really sweet, thanks. At the office, I finally learned what the rush was about. The other side had sent people to negotiate and specifically requested our team. Xiaoxiaonian's older sister had come too. She was way more composed than him. Sharp suit, cold face. Do you like my sibling? I'm not planning on starting a family right now. Sorry, but the problem is they've already chosen you. Fox folk have a yearly resonance period. Without their mate's scent, it's extremely painful. I'd like to sign an agreement. You only need to accompany them during that special time each year. I'll pay you accordingly. If foxes need mates that badly, what happens if their chosen mate dies? You're underestimating how serious this is. In our clan, if a mate dies, the fox will carry them to a snowy mountain and starve by their side until they die too. Choosing a mate is basically handing them your life.